look in the mirror, man, you so dirty. Yeah, you look so dirty. You were never worthy. Lately, it's you.
Welcome to the Jeremy Hill Show. If you're easily triggered, leave now because this is not the show for you. Can you dig it? Now, what I'm going to talk about in this reaction video, I'm going to talk about how modern women, black women in particular, misrepresent themselves. I want to talk about the image that they put out into the world, why people look at them as something as less than in today's current society. Doesn't mean that they're nothing at all, but the point of view that people have about them. Okay. Now, before I do that, hit the notification bell. Once you do that, select the option that says all. That way you will be informed of all my new content. Can you dig it? Like and subscribe. Now, let me go ahead and put this lady on the screen and we about to break this down, Jack. Can you dig it? Now, hold on for 1 second. Like I always say, let's get it.
Whether we admit it or not, some of us black women still feel some type of way when we see black men date outside of us. And it wasn't until my son pointed out my behavior in my marriage with his father, where he was just like, Mom, you're the reason why I didn't want to be with a black girl, because if that's how your woman acts, I don't want no parts of it. And
do you see what I'm saying? The way that women behave, black women, the way that black women behave is such a turn on to some people. It is disgusting to a lot of people, and that's a lot of people's opinion as well as mine. Their behavior is uncouth. It is domineering. It is disrespectful. It is pushy. It's so bad that the child of this mother says, after looking at you, mother, I have decided to never, ever marry or date a black woman. Because if I have to deal with this type of shenanigans, if I have to go through the stress that you put my daddy through, then I would rather be with someone from a different culture, race, or nationality. You see what I'm saying? It's your behavior. And I said this many times before, the world, the entire world is looking at black women and black women's behavior. Okay, now let's continue.
Acts, I don't want no parts of it. And I really had to take accountability for that and self-reflect. And then I thought about it. I was like, well, I thought about my friends and I thought about my childhood and how I grew up. And, you know, I was always raised to be independent so that a nigga don't ever think that he could put you out. And then it's like, dang, that hyper independent mindset, although it had good intentions behind it, it really negatively affected us. And
I did a show yesterday talking about why women are in survival mode. When a woman is hyper independent, when a woman believes she can do it all by herself, that she don't need no man, I'm strong and independent. That's another way of saying I am in survival mode. Now, this woman is bearing witness to what I did on my last video yesterday. She said her mother taught her these things. Black women are teaching their daughters how to be antisocial and how to be dysfunctional in relationships. They're teaching them how to be adversarial, contentious, and also how to make it where no one wants to be around them, where no one can get along with them peacefully. But they're being taught this. This is a learned behavior. And it's so bad that they're so conditioned to be an asshole that they don't even realize that they're being assholes until someone else points it out. Now, mind you, it has to be someone that they respect or love to tell them this for them to acknowledge their faults. Because if it's someone like me or someone like you who have no real societal tie with these women, have no intimate relationship with them, they won't listen to us. It has to come from someone that they truly respect, admire, or love in order for them to believe that. Ain't that something? Let's keep going.
It really negatively affected us. And some of us, I can't speak for all black women, but a lot of us, we love aggressively, even though we don't intend to. And we are also very controlling, even though we don't intend to. And because we're not healed and we be toxic, unless there is a man who is overly dominant and aggressive and put us in our place, because, you know, we love them types of toxic relationships.
Most modern day black women are controlling. When a woman goes to a man's phone, she ain't doing nothing but feeding her own her own insecurities, rather. When a woman goes to a man's phone, she is feeding her insecurities. When a woman is going through Facebook, going through social media to spy on her man, she is feeding her insecurities. She is trying to control the situation by watching everything you do, micromanage everything that you say and do. When a woman want to know where you've been, how long you going to be there, who was that bride, who was that you said, that is a controlling, domineering woman. And every controlling woman is a woman who functions within survival mode, okay? These are the women who are extremely dominant, who you cannot get along with, okay? You understand what I'm saying here? Let's keep going.
And put us in our place, because we love them types of toxic relationships. We don't know how to be docile and submit and love in a soft, gentle way, even though those be our internal intentions. It just don't come out that way. So Black ladies, really self-reflect and think about how you're showing up as a representative of a Black woman to these young Black men.
I also would like to point out when she said that we love men who put us in our place and more dominant. She talking about Pookie, but you can still be that type of man and not be Pookie. But who wants to go through some shit where you have to always stress yourself out because you're trying to control the woman behavior? You're trying to teach her to respect you. You have to remind her that you're the man. Who wants to go through that? You get me? Now, I want you to hear what this man about to say right here. He's going to share a very interesting story, which goes along with how the world sees today's westernized American Black women. All right? Now, let's get it.
There are so many Black women very entitled and extremely rude.
The entitlement of our sisters, the entitlement of so many of our sisters right now, so many of our Black women. Why are so many of our Black women so entitled? Why do they feel like they deserve to get everything for free? Why do they feel like, just after meeting you, for maybe a couple of days or so, they can call you and ask you for money because that's just what's going on? Why do they feel like if you have something that's for sale that you should give it to them for free? Because that's the experience. That's what I've been experiencing a lot with some of our sisters, not all of them, some of them. A lot of our sisters are still decent human beings. At least, I'd like to think that, but for the most part, I've been experiencing a lot of entitlement, and also with the product of single family homes, single mothers, and so on and so forth. The young Black men that are coming from these single family homes act just as entitled as their mothers.
What I want to say. That's why I want to say it's important to have a Black father in a Black family. Okay. All this stuff, well, I can raise him by myself and I don't need the man to do it. I can do what the man do. It's Father's Day, and a Black woman will be saying, I am also the father, so I should get a gift on Father's Day and Mother's Day. These young boys are growing up to be feminine. They see the world through the eyes of women, because a woman is emotional and she gonna teach that boy how to be emotional. He gonna think like a woman. He's not gonna think women should be held accountable for anything. He gonna think it's somebody else's fault too, why she's acting like that. They are feminizing the young boys. You need a man to teach that boy emotional regulation. Men and women both have emotions, but the emotions that reside inside the soul and spirit of a young boy is limited to and restricted to a male's experience. No matter how much of a good woman or bad woman you may be, you can never totally relate to a male experience because you're not a man. There's certain triggers that affect us differently than it would you. And one of the most dangerous things on the planet is a man of any color, of any race, who don't have control over their emotions. A person, a man, a young boy, a teenager who lack self-restraint and temperance is a dangerous child or young teenager or man. You see who's doing most of the killing out here. It's not really the older gentlemen. It's the young men. 20-something, 22, you're still a teenager, just in a grown body, basically. It takes time to mature in some cases. Some men mature quicker than others, some don't. But the ones who are easily influenced by the peer pressures and the how can I say, the destructive guidance of other people in their environment, those people tend to not have fathers in homes, and they tend to lack emotional regulation. And the mothers are not teaching them that. You need a man to put their boy in check and teach him how to regulate that. Let's keep going.
And that's a real problem in our community. You know, I mean, the rudeness and the disrespect that we get from our women is just unbelievable. It's unfathomable. It's repulsive. It's repugnant. You know, it's just, ugh, you know. But and I say this to say, I mean, I'll give you an example. For instance, my sister, after my mom passed and left, you know, her property, her home. The intention was for us to sell the home. Originally, we intended to actually lease it out, but you know, due to unforeseen circumstances, we actually ended up having to sell the home. And so we had a collective account, and my sister started dipping into the account. She ended up taking about $10,000 from the account with no apology whatsoever, you know. And this is speaking about a person that I, you know, my sister, my younger sister, someone that I know very intimately, right? Speak less of the strangers that I meet when I'm out there promoting my product, selling my product. Some of these women, you know, their misbehavior is mainly because, you know, they know that they're protected by the so-called white man, and it's just, you know, but in due time they're now starting to understand that the so-called white man doesn't really give a damn about them. You know, they're just a tool of oppression. It's like a whipping stick that
Let me comment on that. Now, when he say the white man, what he's making reference to is how black women do tend to admire men that are Caucasian more than black men. That's just a fact. The way they talk. You go on TikTok, you'll see black women praising white men and tearing down brothers. Now, this isn't a racist program. This is not a racist program, because there's going to be a nut that say something. I just speak the truth. And if you doubt me, go on any type of social media and look that up, and you'll see black women. There's one woman, I can't remember her name. She used to do ghetto gaggers, and she used to let men that were Caucasian skeet all in her face and push watermelon in her mouth and stuff where they had skeet on it. And she said that these men are still better than black men. I mean, it was just crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's what he means by that, for someone getting their feelings. Okay, let's keep going.
So-called white man uses to chastise and to downgrade and to degrade and to disrespect the black man. You know, you read the Willie Lynch letters, for example, and you look at some of these other nasty and disgusting materials that have been produced, you know, by the Western society as a means to target and destroy the black family and destroy the black man specifically, you know. But why are so many of our sisters so entitled? They feel like you should take them here or take them there. I mean, I met this chick the other day. It hasn't even been up to a week, and she's calling me asking me for $500. I did not lead with my wallet. Let me just make that clear, you know. But I understand that times are hard, but I honestly get the sense that this woman thinks that she can take advantage of me like she takes advantage of all the other guys, you know, that she deals with. You know, it's just the audacity, the rudeness, the disrespect that we face from our black women, you know, and from many black men who are so effeminate and just don't know how to act. You know, they act just like their mothers. You know, so this is a problem in our society. This is something that absolutely needs to be addressed. I mean, but it's only a matter of time that they're going to realize that that's just not the way. It doesn't work like that, you know. I mean, in other races, you don't see such nonsense where, you know, a woman on the first date, you know, believes that. For example, this woman, I met. I mean, yeah, she did buy my CD, but ultimately, I don't have to take you to some, you know, $200 plate restaurant or whatever in order, you know. I mean, like, I mean, come on. These women are so entitled nowadays that it's just unbelievable. You know, it's just unimaginable, unrealistic. And, you know, it's just, It's disgusting. It's outright disgusting. A lot of them are overweight. A lot of them are, a lot of them are in shape. Let's just be fair and let's just be real, right?
But they don't see nothing wrong with being out of shape, fat as hell. You seen what happened with the statue in New York or whatever, where they got a representation of a black woman, modern woman, and she's overweight and shit like that. Some are mad, some are not. But unfortunately, black women lead when it comes to statistical data in obesity. And hell, you ain't even gotta look at the statistics. Just go outside, go to Walmart or some shit like that, and you'll see a lot of big ones in the country. I'm from country. I'm a country boy. We call them biggins, not just big ass women. They biggins. You know what I mean? So, yeah, and that's one thing women is sensitive about is weight, because there's a lot of effort to take that off. So it's easy sucking somebody off and riding a pipe and bending over and let them smack you and skid all over your back and shit. That's easy. It don't take that much effort, just a little bit. But when it comes to restraining your weight, that takes self-discipline. And unfortunately, a lot of our women lack self-control and self-discipline. This is why you have so many non-marital births out there, because women don't learn from that. Our women just keep on, if, oh, he look good, he fine, I'm gonna give him some of this coochie. And they just start throwing that coochie like darts at a bullseye. Boom, bingo, here, you bingo, you can bullseye, you can hit this. That's what they're doing now. So you make a good point.
That's just the way it goes. But regardless of what they look like, I have found them to be extremely, extremely entitled. And that's just a problem. I have someone that I'm involved with now seriously. And she's definitely not like that, because she's cultured, But for the most part, for you guys that are dealing with our so-called sisters, it's just, I just gave you an example of what my sister did, disregarding her 4 brothers and her mother's property, and started dipping into a collective account, took over $10,000 from the account. And luckily enough, we're able to continue to pay the mortgage. And so we're able to sell the property. And this just goes to she wouldn't answer anybody's phone call. She wouldn't answer. This is just mind-boggling, like the things that these modern-day women do. I don't cook, I don't clean, but I still got a ring. And all this other nonsense, all the propaganda that the media pushes on them. And it's just, I just thought I'd come on here and vent and get it off my chest, because, it was just yesterday that this chick that I just met, a couple days ago, called me to ask me for $500.
And I'm gonna tell you something. His experience is a shared experience among many black men. Many black men can relate to that. Talking to a woman for about a week or a day, an hour, and she wants something. She asks for money because they see you at the bank. Again, I want to show you how the world is seeing black women. It ain't because black men are making up shit. It ain't because we're saying this. It ain't because none of that. This is how their behavior is, and this is why a lot of you get mad. What's this gender war? Do black men hate black women? It's not that. It's y'all acting like this that turns people off. And it's not just black men noticing this. It's the Indian man, the white man, the Samoan man, the whatever man you could think of. Hell, Papa Smurf. It don't matter. All of them see how you are behaving. And this is the image that you have. A bunch of twerking, hookah smoking, douce drinking, mustard back helpers. That's pretty much the image that you're putting out there. And highly into lifestyles of extreme promiscuity. So that's what I'm just letting you know. Unfortunately, that's the narrative. Yeah. Well, anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think about this video here. H-Town, stand up, baby. What it do? Coming down with them screens. You dig what I'm saying? Anyway, man, I'll be hollering at y'all pretty soon, man. Yeah, y'all take it easy now. You hear?